Hi there. There are some significant changes in the weather on the way, but for the time being, actually, we've got 1, 2, or even 3 days of relatively quiet weather, depending on where in the UK you are, especially across southern parts, where we've started the day with some pockets of frost and fog. That will tend to clear by the afternoon, and bright spells will prevail, but areas of cloud also remaining. And for northern England, Scotland and Northern Ireland, that's where the thickest cloud will be, although some breaks there for eastern Scotland where it will be relatively mild. But there'll also be some drizzle where we've got that thicker cloud towards the northwest, and especially for northwest Scotland where it is far from quiet. It's increasingly wet and windy as a weather front sinks south. This is a cold front, and it's a fairly active, if rather short-lived affair, with a burst of heavy rain on it and gusty winds as it moves through Scotland, Northern Ireland and then into northern England overnight. The cold front does exactly what it says on the tin. It's introducing colder air into Scotland and Northern Ireland, although with the winds increasing overnight, it's going to stir the air up enough to prevent a frost, and there will be a touch of frost in the far south ahead of the cold front, conversely, because of the lighter winds and the clear spells, a few fog patches as well. But increasingly cloudy skies sink south across England and Wales, some spots of rain and drizzle for Wales into the Midlands, and then eventually the south as that feature moves its way south. Meanwhile, a different story for the northern half of the UK. Increasingly cold with these winds coming from the north, gales for the north of Scotland, carrying with them a mix of rain, sleet and hail showers at lower levels and some snow over the hills. So feeling cold in the wind in the north, whilst it's relatively mild after potentially a chilly start in the south as the cloud thickens through the day. And into the evening, we've got those outbreaks of rain reaching southern counties of England. But we've also got showers pushing into the northwest of England, North Wales, Northern Ireland and much of Scotland. Cold air then sinks south for Sunday, but it's interrupted by these weather systems that are arriving from the Atlantic, and they introduce milder air and outbreaks of rain. The first one coming along for Sunday will bring outbreaks of rain for Northern Ireland, for southern Scotland, North Wales, and then eventually southern parts. Although as it clears through, it could well bring some snow over the Pennines as well as the southern uplands. Then we've got the cold air continuing in the far north of Scotland. Sunday night into Monday could bring some significant snow accumulations, especially over higher parts of northern Scotland. But another system moves in for Monday, and at the moment that looks like it's going to take a track across central parts of the UK, introducing actually relatively mild air to the south and some heavy rain. But as it bumps into the cold air, there's that risk of some significant snow, and at the moment it looks most likely that northern England and parts of Scotland, central Scotland and southern Scotland will see the greatest risk of disruptive snow, and that risk is most especially over higher parts above 200 or 300 metres later Monday and into Tuesday. But worth bearing in mind that it will be milder for a time with some heavy rain in the south as that clears through. Once it does clear through, this cold air awaits, and that's going to spread south across the whole of the country by the middle of the week. So yes, turning colder, but a brief interruption from those weather systems moving in from the Atlantic that will contain rain, and northern parts of the UK could see some disruptive hill snow as a result. Warnings have been issued for these various wintry weather systems, and you can find the latest updates on those warnings, of course, through the Met Office app and website. We'll keep you updated right here on YouTube. Bye-bye.